Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Mabad. A'udhu billahi minash shaitan rajim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Bishrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilma. Allahumma la sahla illa ma ja'altahu sahla wa anta taj'alul hazana idha shi'ta sahla. Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban bikum. I welcome you all to the class of selections from the glorious Quran, and alhamdulillah we've done 4 verses of Surah Al-Fatiha. We learnt about the different types of al. Right? Out of all of them, alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen, the most important, I believe, from what we learned last time was different types of al. So al, he said, one is referential, right? Which is talks about something which has been referenced before. Like a man came, like you start with ad, and this is called ad. The dhikri, one is mentioned, referential also of several types. One is mentioned like Fasa Fir'aunur Rasula. Fir'aun disobeyed the messenger. So previously, Farsalna, we sent a Rasulan with Nakira, and now our Rasula. Or it is not mentioned, it is assumed, like the speaker knows about it, context tells us. Right? And I believe this is the most common alif lam, right? Al, which is assumed. Assumed you know, like Al Jannah comes, you know which Jannah we're talking about. Not any garden, but Al Jannah. And the other was, which includes everyone. And he gave some name for this. Let's go back and see the names in English. La Alif Lam al Jinsi. Right? So he has additional note number 1, I believe, for that. Alhamdulillah, additional note number 1. Additional note number 1. And that is important. One is referential, generic, extra. Extra, we don't worry. So remember, I mean, generally there are 2 types. One is referential, and reference could be anything. I mean, you've mentioned it before, or he's present. Walaikum salam. You've mentioned it before, ahad dhikri and ahad dhihni. It's assumed that the person knows. Generic L is which is important because it's very, I mean, people might not know this. But may know the selections from the glorious Quran by Sheikh Abdul Rahim. I've sent, if you're in Telegram, I've sent it before this book. You can download it. If you go up, you can find the PDF. It's on December 29th. I've sent it. Yeah, Islam. Yeah, it's there in the book. Yeah. December 29th. If you just scroll up on Telegram. So this is a generic al, like al insan and al jinsiya lil istighraq. And this is the thing which we talked about. Okay. The al. Let's go to the next verse, inshallah. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. You alone we worship, and your aid alone we seek. Now, we talked about when we are doing Madina books that this is called maf'ulun bihi muqaddam. The object of the verb ka came first. So you cannot just say ka na'budu. You have to bring with iya. I don't generally translate iya. The meaning becomes you only, we alone, you alone we worship. Iyyaka na'budu. So he says about this, abada ya'budu. This is bab nasara. Abada ya'budu. And the masdar is ibadatan, to worship. Ibadatan, to worship. Then na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. The root letter of ista'ana yasta'inu is ain waw noon. How do you know what is it? You go back to the 3-letter verb, and it is ana ya'unu, like qala yaqulu. Correct? And remember the rule, like for example, qala, why is it an alif? So in sarf, whenever we do sarf, inshallah we'll learn, qala is actually qawala. Correct? Like dhahaba, qawala. So the rule is, qaf waw. So why is it converted to alif? Can anyone tell me? If anyone remembers, why is it changed into an alif like qala? Why is it not, why didn't we say qawala? I mean, it looks weird, obviously. Weak letter skip, yeah. The rule is, The rule generally is إذا تحرك حرف العلة وانفتح ما قبله قلبت ألفا. So what is the rule? If the weak letter means waw or ya, okay? Waw or ya has a haraka, any haraka. It could be a fatha, it could be a dhamma, it could be a kasra, whatever. تحرك حرف العلة. And the previous letter has a one fatha ma qablahu, and the previous letter has a fatha. So two things you have to say. Is the weak letter fatha, dhamma, kasra, whatever, and the previous letter has a fatha. So what do? It will be changed into an alif. It will be changed into an alif. Any place, 90% of the time this rule is applied. For example, baya'a, to sell. Correct? The root letter is ba, ya, ain. So does the weak letter have a fatha, dhamma, kasra? Yes. Does the previous letter have a fatha? Yes. So it became ba. Correct? So this is a rule which is very common. You'll see everywhere. So aun, aun is a helper. Aun, helper. Why is it like this? Aun. Why not awin? So there are various ways you can make ismul fa'il. Awin is not used. Maybe, I don't know. Or maybe it's used. I don't know. But aun is used for ismul fa'il, the doer. And the verb is what? So let's go to Hansway and see the verb, because he did not mention the three-letter verb for it. So it might have some other meaning. So I'll go to this website, hdal.net. Right, this is the website, and I'll go to Arabic Almanac. I'll search for Ain, Waw, and Nun, because you should know root letters to search for root letters. I mean, to search for. Oh, this website is slow, I guess. And nowadays, I don't know, some problem with this website nowadays. Let's see, Ain, Waw, and Nun, if it searches. Ain, Waw, and Nun. It should come. If not, I have to use the same. The app is fine. You can download an Android app called Hansway on the phone, and it's working fine. I don't know, this website server's down or something. It's not fast nowadays. So I'll search for Ain, Waw, and Nun. It's the same thing in the phone. Ain, Waw, and Nun. So Ain, Waw, and Nun, form 1 is not used at all. Form 1 is not used at all. Okay. Ain, Waw, and Nun. Is it available for iPhone? Oh, I don't know. iPhone. I know Android. We can search in the Hansway. Is it available? Okay. Only form 3 is used. Form 3 used to help. Form 1 is not used at all. So no problem at all. There's nothing called avina, ya'wanu, or avana, or ana, ya'unu. They don't use it a lot. They do use form 3. Avana, or ana, ya'unu, or ana, yu'inu. Okay. So I can show you here. It's worked now. Cancel. You scroll down. See? He just said form 3 is used commonly. Maybe in classical languages, they use it. But so that is fine. That's why he didn't mention the form 1. Because generally, for extended letters, you should mention the form 1. Correct? For extended letters, you should mention the form 1. So he didn't mention it. Yeah, there's an app. Okay. So this is Aun, helper, and Awan is helpers. Fine. Aun. For example, form 4 is used. You know form 4, right? We had a Hamza in the starting. A'ana fulanan i'anatan. He helps someone. I'ana is the master from A'ana. Form 4. Aslama yuslimu bab. Islam. Or bab if'al, you can call it. Correct? From this, we want to make it form 10. What is form 10? We'll add alif sin ta. Istifal. Isti'ana is to seek help, right? Nasta'in. Very simple. This is, isti'ana fulanan. This is mafulun bihi. So he sought help from someone. Or we can use with bi fulanin. Bi fulanin. So going to the dictionary helps you. Which verbs take what harakas? What huruf? Huruf, not harakat. Hurufs, right? Isti'ana bil fulan also is fine, right? Like ista'antu bi Hamidin. I sought help. I asked help from Hamid. And the masdar is ista'ana, to seek help. This is fine. So iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Iyyaka na'budu. So ismul maf'ul is musta'an. Musta'an. And you know what is ismul maf'ul, right? I mean, the person on, like here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whom we seek help from. Ismul fa'il is the doer, like killing. Qatil is the killer, right? Qatil. How did we make qatil? We took the first letter, added an alif. Qatil. Uh, and the maqtul is the killer. I mean the killed. Ismul maf'ul. You download, alhamdulillah. So ismul file. This is the doer, killer. Like in English, we add er, killer. This is killed, eed. And if it is more than 3 letters, generally we add a mu, right? For example, ista'ana. It is more than 3 letters, like 6 letters. So the musta'in is the helper, and the one who helps is called musta'an. Like we say, Allahu musta'an. Allah whose help is the one whose help is sought. Allahu musta'an. Allahu musta'an. Musta'an. Naam. Okay, musta'an, right? Musta'in, musta'an. Ismul fa'il and ismul maf'ul. Clear. So Iyaka na'bud, this is basic stuff. If you've done Madina books correctly, I mean, no need to explain. I'm just explaining for those who might have accidentally come before doing Madina books, so they might learn. So Iyaka na'budu, because this is practical grammar, right? So it's very interesting because you can see the result in the Quran. The object has been placed before the verb for the sake of emphasis. Iyaka na'budu. So the meaning is we worship none but you. In Balagha, someday if you do Balagha, if you precede something, what is had to come afterwards, there's either hasr, you either limit it to that action, right? It's called hasr. Or there's emphasis. There's emphasis on that. Here it is hasr. Hasr means, for example, you are a doctor. If I say you are a doctor, I mean, you could be a doctor as well as a YouTuber, for example. You could be a doctor as well as a gardener. I mean, you could be as a part-time job, whatever. You could drive a cab, whatever. Right? That means you're a doctor. You could be something else, or you're a father, or you're a good person. I'm not negating that, but I'm saying professionally, you're nothing but a doctor. That means I'm eliminating everything. There's nothing else. So that's called hasr. You're limiting him to one thing. You're nothing but a doctor. You're only a doctor. Like that is called hasr. So Iyaka na'budu. If you say na'buduka, there's no problem for the Quraysh also, right? Na'buduka wa na'budu yani Latan. We worship Allah, we worship you, we worship Lat also. We worship you, we worship so many others. No, Iyaka na'budu. I did get it. Someone please do let me. You did not get the book. That you mean to say. So we worship you. Ihdina sirat al-mustaqim. I can send the link. Did not get in the chat. 1 second. 29 December. Copy post link. Here we go. Here is the post. Okay. If you open it on phone, you get it. Okay, Ihdina siratal mustaqim. That is next verse, right? Ihdina. Guide us to the straight path. Very simple verse. Iyaka na'bud. Then we have Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Hada yahdi is the verb. Hada yahdi amr is ihdi. Hada Allahu fulanan at-tariqa hidayatan. Hada is to guide someone, to lead, to guide. Hada Allah guided someone the straight tariqa, the path. Hada. Hidayatan is the masdar. There are 2 more ways of using this verb. So it says something extra about this verb. We can use with ila. Ila. And how do you use it with ila? Here he gives an example from the Quran. Like he gave an example with ista'ana. Ista'ana can be used be, or you can do it directly. Ista'antu hamidan, ista'antu bi hamidin. Same thing. We can use hada yahdi ila to some place. Naam. Qul innani hadani rabbi ila siratim mustaqim. Say, innani, indeed I, hadani rabbi. Notice the construction here. Indeed I, my Lord guided me. A simpler construction would have been, inna rabbi hadani. Correct? I mean, yeah, fine. That would have been. But there's emphasis that I am talking about me. Hadani rabbi. My God has guided me. There's emphasis, right? Me. I mean, I'm a prophet. I'm a messenger. My Lord has guided me. So in the translation, you don't see that beauty. Innani, ismu inna, indeed I, hadani, guided me, my Lord. Hadani Rabbi. To what? Ila siratim mustaqim. To the correct path. This is manot nath. Deenan qiyaman. A right religion. So why is it Fatha? Can you tell me? Even I don't actually. Is it hard? But if anyone can guess, let's see. Why is it Fatha? Maybe Maful Mutlaq? No, what? Why is it Fatha? Hadani Rabbi. Oh, okay. From what I can guess, because ila sirati mustaqim is the mafulun bihi. Is the mafulun bihi, right? If there was no ila, for example, siratan mustaqiman. So this is like naat, I believe, to the sirat. I mean, I'm not sure. Let me check. 161. Deenan qiyaman. Or it could be hal also. For what hal? A right religion. How can it be hal? إعراب الميسر دينا نصب على بدل. Yeah, badal. Yeah, correct. Ila sirat. Yes, it's a badal. Yeah, I said not, but badal, not an adjective, but badal. Yeah, because this whole thing is taking ila sirat mustaqim, majrurun lafzan, maf'ulun mahallan. And how would you know it's majrur and it's not muta'alliq? When you go to the verb, the hada verb takes ila, correct? So you should know that if there was no ila, still it's a maf'ulun bihi, like ihdina sirat al-mustaqim. You should know that. So this is maf'ulun bihi. Okay. So this is badal. Very difficult this is, I guess, to find why is this mansub. Millata Ibrahima, again, this is also badal again, I guess. Millata Ibrahima. Hanifa. Which religion is it? The religion of the faith of Ibrahim. Millah, the group of Ibrahim. Hanifa, the straight, true faith. Hanif. وَمَا كَانَ مِنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ, and he was not a polytheist. So the second thing which we learned is the verb hada takes ila. And if it takes an ila, it is as if it's a maf'ulun bihi. Okay. The second way of using hada is using with li. Instead of ila, we can use hafajad li. Hada yahdi li with the second object as in the following ayah. وَقَالُوا الْحَمْدُ لِلَّهِ الَّذِي هَدَانَا لِهَذَا. So instead of ila hada, li hada, towards this. They said, Alhamdulillahi alladhi hadana li hada. Praise be to Allah who has guided us to this. وَمَا كُنَّا لِنَهْتَدِيَ, and we would not have been guided, ihtada yahtadi, to be guided. Same meaning, I believe. لَوْلَا أَنْ هَدَانَ اللَّهِ, had not Allah guided us. Lawla, this is like حرف امتناع للوجوب. We learned, no, lawla. Like لولا الهواء لهلك الناس. But it has been used later. We would not have been guided if Allah had not guided us. لولا هدانا الله. Okay. So what you are learning here is hada can be used with li. So two ways of use, or three ways of using hada. Hada yahdi. One is without anything. Second is with ila. Third is with li. We just say lam actually. But yeah, for easier sake. So ihdina siratal, the pronoun na is the first maf'ulun bihi. Ihdina, and as-sirata is the second maf'ulun bihi. Guide us to the straight path. Two maf'ulun bihis. And mustaqima is the naat anyways. As-sirat. Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. Okay. As-sirat is way, path, or road. So we learned about hada yahdi, right? It could be three ways: without anything, with ila, with li. The hujjat lam. As-sirat, and the plural is surut and asrita. Surutun and asritatun. And the third is istiqama yastaqimu. Istiqama yastaqimu, to be straight. And small file is mustaqim istiqamatan. He has an additional note number 4. Additional note number 4. By the way, sirat, he didn't give. Some people call it in other narrations. What do you call it? Recitations. Zirat is also used. Zirat, sirat, and other pronounced dirat with a dad also, some people say, in other recitations of the Quran. Let's go to addition number 4, where he's talk about addition number 4, right? This is 4. 1 second. Are we in additional notes? Yeah, additional notes 4. Yeah, here's an Arabic proverb. وَهَلْ يَسْتَقِيمُ الظِّلُّ وَالْعُودُ أَعْوَجُ. To be straight. So he brought up poetry. Can the shadow be straight when the stick is curved? Awaj is curved. That is, a shadow of a curved stick cannot be straight. A similar English proverb is like father, like son. Okay. I mean, if the father is criminal, the son, not necessarily, but yeah, generally. وَهَلْ يَسْتَقِيمُ الظِّلُّ وَالْعُودُ أَعْوَجُ. He brought up for mustaqim. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. Next. That's it for اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. Yeah. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. The path of those who أنعمت, أنعم ينعم from 4, you have favored. عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Not the path of those who earn your anger. مغضوب اسم المفعول from غضب. Those who earned your anger. ولا الضالين اسم الفاعل. And those who go astray. Sirata, this is badal. Because which path? The badal explains more, right? Sirata is the badal of sirata in the previous ayah. Sirata al-mustaqim. Ihdina sirata al-mustaqim. An'ama. Now he's talking about an'amta. An'ama Allahu alayhi in'aman, to bestow favors. Yeah, form 4. The master is in'am, obviously, from form 4, right? Islaman. Aslama yuslimu. And an'ama uses ala. Right? Uses ila. Like we saw, hada uses ila and li. An'ama uses ala generally. That is why an'amta alayhim. You cannot say an'amtahum. You cannot directly. And this is a problem, right? When you use English, you cannot really know why some verbs take some prepositions. Yeah, but that's the way they use it. Like in English, you have to say I spoke to someone. But if I say I told him, I cannot say I told to him. It doesn't sound correct, right? Same thing here. An'ama comes with ala, favored upon someone. Salam to ala. I said salam to him. In English, salam to him, but upon him. Peace be upon. So, an'amta alayhim is called silatul mawsul, right? Alladina, this is called ismul mawsul. An'amta alayhim. Alayhim. And him is the aid. Because remember, he taught us before that alladina, this should be a connector, right? This is called aid or rabit. Rabit. And anytime you see an silatul mawsul, there should always be a connector which goes back to it. Aid. Sometimes it's not mentioned. That time you say it's assumed. The rabit is going back. Because an'amta, you have on, you cannot say alaykum now. Correct? Can you? You cannot. Alaykum is not allowed. Sirat alladhina an'amta alaykum. Peace, I mean, the straight path of those whom you have favored upon you all. You cannot just change the subject like that. So you need a aid. And ghayri is the badal again. So a badal of what? Alladhina. So many badals, no? Sirata is the badal of sirat al-mustaqim. Sirat alladhina an'amta alayhim ghayri. Can anyone tell me why ghayri is a kasra here? It's a badal of alladhina, but why is it kasra? It could have been ghayru or ghayra. What is alladhina's position? If you understand alladhina's position, you get to know. Why not ghayr? Mudaf ilayhi, naam, ahsant. Very good. Yes. Remember, alladhina is as if this whole thing is one word. This whole thing is one word. Like, if you want to say, for example, an'amna yun'imu mun'am, for example, mun'amuna. If you want to use fi ghayr al-Quran as ismul maf'ul. So I want to use a noun in just a general statement. So I'll say what? Sirat al-mun'amuna. Oh, we should make it majur because mudaf ilayhi, no? Sirat al-mun'amina. Siratal mun'amin. Correct? An'ama yun'imu. Mun'im is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and mun'am are the person. I just made it plural. Mun'amun, mun'amin. Correct? So it is majroor. Majroor. And this will also go back to this. So it should also be ghairi. Correct? Ghairil maghdubi. Ghairi maghdubi. Ghairi is the badal of alladhina. And then maghdub. Maghdub is ismul maf'ul. Ghadiba yaghdabu. Ala fulanin. So ghadiba generally uses ala. Like an'ama uses ala. Ghadiba also uses ala. Masdar is ghadab. Obviously, the ismul maf'ul is maghdub. Ghadiba alayhi. Maghdubun alayhi. Ismul maf'ul. Maghdubun. So whenever you use ismul maf'ul, you use the preposition which is attached to it, because he has been angered upon him, kind of. His plural is maghdubun alayhim. Why didn't we made this also plural? Ghayril maghdubin alayhim. Interesting. The feminine singular is maghdubun alayha and the plural is maghdubun alayhinna. We could have done no, actually. Maghdubin alayhim. But maybe, I don't know the reason. Why didn't Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala use plural? I don't know. Because, okay, maybe alayhim tells us it's plural. And feminine is alayha tells us alayhinna. Maybe that's why they don't use. Like alayha, you could have used maghdubatun alayha. Right? I mean, it would make sense, doesn't it? But yeah. So, but this is the way they say. He says that you just change the conjugation of ala. Alayhim, alayhi, alayhima, alayhim, alayha, alayhima, alayhinna. With maghdub. Maghdubun alayhim, maghdubun alayha, maghdubun, and so on. So he gives another example that says which shakka also is used. Oh, okay, okay. So this is the way of Arabs, I guess. Shakka is used, and from ghadiba is also used, like mashkukun fihi. Yeah, this is okay. Doubtful thing in it. So he's a doubtful, mashkuk. Or you can use mashkukun fihim. They are doubtful, the people. We don't use plural. We just use ismul maf'ul and with the preposition. Okay. That is why maghdub is singular and alayhim tells us it's plural. So not the path of those whose anger has come out upon them, or who have earned your anger. But there's no meaning of your anger, no? Obviously, it's assumed. Waladallin. And the dalla yadillu. The verb is dalla yadillu, is to go, this thing, go astray. Dalluna became dallina. Correct? This is simple, I believe. Dalluna was the ismul file. Dallun singular. Dalluna, and then dallin. Again, this is like walad dallin goes back to ghairi, and ghairi goes back to alladina. That means not the path of those misguided ones. Here, ismul file is used. So whenever, if you go into the Qur'an, like, although, and search for this is the website which we use for Quran, right? Searching for the Quran. Let's go and search for, this is corpus.quran.com, and let's go and search for Dad Lam Lam. This is Quran dictionary. You can search through root letters. Right? So it has come. We want nouns. Has come 191. This root letter has come 191 times in different forms. One is form 1, Dalla Yadillu, like Tadillu, Dalla Yadillu. Remember this? Dalla Yadillu. Then it has been used in form 4, Adalla, to let someone else go astray. Form 4 verb is used. Noun is used. This is the Ismut Tafdil, wa Adallu. Who is more farthest astray? Most astray. Wa Adallu Sabila. Misguided. Dalal is as a masdar is used, the error, straying apart. Dalal as a noun. Dalala is the feminine. I wonder what's the difference between dalal and dalala. Maybe dalala includes one, specific misguidance, maybe Allah, I don't know. Dalal and dalala both are used. Dalina. This word I want to come here. Dalina has been used so many times, like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I think. 12 times Dalina is there. Dalina, Dalina. Active participle. Mudillina is also used. What I want to stress here is there's no ismul maf'ul. When it comes to going astray, the action of going astray is gone to the person himself because he chooses most of the time. Obviously, we know as part of Aqidah, Allah misguides and Allah guides, right? But depending on the person, right? The person should choose the correct path. Allah gives a message, and if he turns away, Allah, he will, He will leave him as he is. He will khatam Allahu ala qulubihim. Allah puts a seal on his heart. That's why he's responsible, right? Also, why will Allah punish him if he doesn't turn away? Like that. And that is what the kuffar used to say. If Allah wanted, law sha'allahu, if Allah wanted, Allah would have guided us. But they are mixing between qadar. One is qadar kawni and the other is qadar shar'i, or the other names. Qadar kawni is something which is which Allah has decreed, like existence of evil. Why did Allah create Iblis? Because ultimately whatever Allah does is good. Now, I'm confusing qadar. Yeah, you have to do aqidah for that. Yeah, Allah. Qadar is something which is very dangerous. Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam came one day and people discussing qadar, and he became angry. So yeah, so qadar kauni means Allah created evil because there's ultimately good, and there were various scholars who've written the wisdom behind the creation of Iblis. Why was Iblis created? People won't know if there's no evil, there'll be no comparison between good and so on. There are various reasons, obviously. And if there were no people sinning, then nobody would have done istighfar. And Shari'i, qadar Shari'i is something which Allah has asked us to do it. Legislative qadar. One is creational will and legislative will. Creational is Allah creates something. This is how it is in the creation, right? The creation of Iblis, nobody is responsible for creation of Iblis, right? The Khadir alayhi salam, he killed the child, right? That is creational. Allah has something good, like he will get children. For us, it is evil, but for Allah, it is ultimately good because they will get a child, and that because this child who would have grown and become bad. Legislative qadar is something which Allah has asked, like do the good things. If you do bad things, you'll go to hellfire and so on. That is legislative, which we are responsible for. So from our eyes, like a child, for example, for him, injection is a very bad thing, evil thing. It's very hurtful. But for the parents, they know that if the child doesn't get this treatment, he will die or whatever. So, just a brief about it. So, dalla yadillu, dalalan, to lose one's way, go astray. Fine. That's it. This is Surah Al-Fatiha, which is done. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. So, I think the takeaway is the different types of al is the takeaway. Hada, yahdi uses ila or li. And maghdubun is very important. You change it with like mashkukun. Mashkukun. You change the gender. All right, let's do some exercises because he has exercises like in Madina books to test how much we understood what he taught. All right, let's try to do this. There's no answers for this, so we might go wrong, but yeah, let's try to be correct. What does al signify in each of the following examples? Right? Does he have answers? No answers. No. All right. Allama al-insana ma lam ya'lam. He taught man what he does not know. So which al is this? Can anyone tell me? Very simple this is. Is it referential? We need a solution key. No. Inshallah, we'll try to continue. Generic al, correct. Alif lam al-jinsi, you could say. Istighraq al-jinsi, which comes. And Istighraq al-jinsi also, he told that one is one which includes everyone, and one is which includes majority. Like most men are stronger than women. That's majority. I mean, it's obvious when you say majority, that means we just give general terms and say all men. All men are stronger than women, or most of the men. So when you're translating the generic al, you don't say the man. He taught the man what he does not know. No, we say just say man. Just say man. So every al, you need not translate as the. Allaman insana. This is called istighraq al-jinsi. All right, next. Mathalu nurihi ka mishkatin fiha misbah. Al-misbahu fi zujaja. Az-zujajatu kannaha kawkabun durri. Which al is here? This al-misbah and az-zujaja. Referential. Naam. Ahsant. Yes. How do you know it's referential? See, first Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used Mathalu nurihi, his light is like kamishkatin, like a niche, mishkatin, fiha misbah, in which there's light. Al misbahu fi zujajatin, and the light is something which is zujaja, like a glass. Niche is like a niche, right? So the example of his light is like a niche which is within a lamp. The lamp is within the glass. Al misbahu fi zujajatin. Az-zujajatu ka'annaha kawkabun durri. And the glass is as if it is kawkab, a star, durri. So durri is glowing. Kamishkatin fiha misbah, al-misbahu fi zujaja. Az-zujajatu ka'annaha kawkabun durri. A brilliant star. Durri is brilliant. So this is called referential. How do you know it's referential? First, we started with nakira, and then ma'rifa, and then nakira again, and then ma'rifa. مثل الذين حملوا التوراة ثم لم يحملوها كمثل الحمار يحمل أسفارا. Those who carry the Torah is like ثم لم يحملوها, and they did not carry it. كمثل الحمار is like a himar. Is it referential? This himar, we are talking about himar here. It's not referential, no? It is generic. It's not the donkey. Which donkey are we talking about? It's like a donkey. It's like a donkey. You can translate a donkey also here, because this includes a like donkey who carries. Summa lam yahmiluha, and they did not carry it. What does it mean? That means they did not fulfill its responsibility by practicing it. Summa lam yahmiluha. Kamathalil himar. It's like himar, a donkey which carries yahmilu asfara, which carries books, volumes, but does not benefit. All right. Here, what is this? Al, this is generic again. Not any specific, I mean, not any one specific donkey, but generic. اختلف أحمد وبلال في مسألة فقهية فقال بلال نسأل عنها الشيخ. اختلف أحمد وبلال. Bilal and Ahmad, they differed في مسألة فقهية, in a fiqhi مسألة, fiqhi issue, jurisprudence. فقال بلال نسأل عنها الشيخ. Let's ask Sheikh. So which Sheikh is this? Al. So we learned this al is called huduri. I mean, it's referential, but that Sheikh is present. We know which Sheikh we are talking about. The fiqh Sheikh. He's present in front of us. All right. Yeah. Huduri. Yeah. It could be huduri. Yeah. The person is present. Or no, not present. I think this is more example for dhihni. Let's ask fiqh. It's not present because he gives the next example for present. So this is dhihni. We know which sheikh. It's assumed that the person knows which sheikh is. And I think this is more common in the Qur'an or any place. For example, here, at-Tawrata, the al here. This is also dhihni, no? It's not specific Torah which is put here. We know that this is talking about the Torah as such. Dhihni is, from what I understand, is the most common. Next example, Qultu li Ibrahim, I said to Ibrahim, Liman hadhi sayyaratu? Whose car is this? This alif is huduri, it is present in this car. Qala la adri. He said, I don't know. This car is present here. So this is huduri. All right. What does the word ad-deen mean in the following, each of the following ayahs? Inna ad-deena indallahi al-Islam. What is deen here? What is deen here? Indeed, dash with Allah is Islam. Just trying to explain. Anyone? What is here? Ismu inna. Yeah, it's fine. The meaning of deen. What's the meaning of deen? Very simple. Inna deena indallah al-Islam. Oh, let me tell you, it's religion, right? Deen means religion. This is deen. Because he told us there are two meanings of deen. One is religion, the other is day of judgment. Like the next verse. Innama tu'aduna la-sadiq. Indeed. By the way, this inna is inna plus ma. This ma is ma mausula. Indeed, whatever you have promised is truthful. Innama tu'aduna. So you might think only. It's not only. Inna plus ma. Inna ma tu'aduna la sadiq. Wa inna ad-deena la waqi'. And indeed, the deen will be occurring. Waqi'. What is this deen? This is day of judgment. Yes. Two meanings of deen. Dana yadinu. Ad-deen. Like the Arabs used to say, dinnahum kama danu. They used to say, dinnahum, we judged them like they judged us. Or we dealt with them, dinnahum kama danu, like they dealt with them. That means retribution was taken. Dinnahum kama danu. Use the verb hada in 3 sentences of your own, using in each of the following 3 ways of using the verb. Using the verb. So just to practice for hada, he taught us the 3 ways of using hada. One is hada direct. Guide us to the straight path without it. And the second is ila. Ila. How do you use it, ila? Some sentence. Guide us. Ihdi ila tariq. Guide us to the path. Ihdi ila tariq. I'm just saying, Amr, guide us. Ihdi ila tariq ya Hamid. And the other was with li. Ihdi lit tariq. I mean, you could use, I think. Ihdi lit tariq. Okay. Yeah. I'm just searching for something. He said Abu Bakr Siddiq when he was he used direct without ila from one narration. When they were going from Makkah to Medina, he said something. He said, Hadin. So the hadith is, أقبل النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إلى المدينة وهو مردف أبا بكر. And he was behind Abu Bakr. وأبو بكر شيخ يعرف. وَنَبِيُّ اللَّهِ صلى الله عليه وسلم شاب لا يعرف. And Abu Bakr was an old man and people knew him. But Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, nobody knew him. So فَيَلْقَ الرَّجُلُ أَبَا بَكْرَ. So a man met Abu Bakr فيقول and said, Ya Abu Bakr, man هذا الرجل الذي بين يديك? Who's this man who's front of you? So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was forward, Abu Bakr was behind, not reverse. I translated reverse. Murdifu Abu Bakr. Okay. He was taking Abu Bakr behind. I think murdif means to take someone behind. Okay. So he said, هذا الرجل يهديني السبيل. He used without anything. هذا الرجل يهديني. This man is guiding me to the path. But we know this was guiding to the akhirah, right? Not this part. قال فيحسب الحاسب. So Anas says, so the thinker will think أنه إنما يعني الطريق. He would think the طريق. But he وإنما يعني سبيل الخير. He intended the good paths. This is called a tawriya, no? Where you intend one thing for rare to save someone's life and so on. Rare. Okay. He used without it. I just remembered it. Quote an ayah for 3 ways of using the verb hada. It's done. We've seen the 3 verses. So, identify instances of Ismul Fa'il occurring in the surah and mention the verb. What? Identify instances of Ismul Fa'il occurring in the surah and mention the verb from which one. Ismul Fa'il he wants. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Is there Ismul Fa'il there? No. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Yes, Rahman and Rahim. Ismul Mubalagha. So that is also technically Ismul Fa'il, yeah. Malik Yawmiddin. Malik is Ismul Fa'il. Iyaka na'budu, iyaka nasta'in. No Ismul Fa'il. Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. Mustaqim is Ismul Fa'il. I have a question regarding hal and where to use hal and where we use a. Generally, 1 second, let me finish it. Is Surat al-Ladina an'amta alayhim Ismul Fa'il? No. غير المغضوب عليهم no, ضالين is used. Okay. These many other Ismul Fa'il. Where to use a and where to use hal. Generally, you can change them wherever you want. Like, for example, ahada baytun. Is this a house? Hal hada baytun. Most of the time, you can replace it. When we learn balagha, there the teachers, there are 2 things. One is called at-tasdiq and one is called tasawwur. Tasdiq can be replied yes and no. It's like, are you a doctor? Yes, I'm a doctor. This can be replied like yes and no. Tasawwur cannot be replied with yes or no. Can anyone tell me what? No, I'll just tell it. These questions are like, do you want apple juice or grape juice? I cannot just say yes. I have to choose one of them. Tasawwur means, are you a doctor or an engineer? This is called tasawwur. Correct? So when you want to ask a question, which is tasawwur, it might be technical, but which is not yes and no, then you cannot use hal. You have to use a. That's the only difference from what I know between a and hal. So generally 90% of the time you can use it interchangeably. But when you want to ask, are you a doctor or are you an engineer? So I have to use a and A muhandisun anta. If you remember, he brought us an exercise also. Mudarrisun. In book 2 or something, in Madina book 2, he taught us that should come with first option and sorry, where's the mudarrisun. Muhandisun anta mudarrisun. I cannot just say yes. I mean, it would be foolish, right? This is called tasawwur. So I cannot use hal here. Hal muhandisun anta? No. No. That's the only difference from what I know. Allahu A'lam. All right. I hope it is clear. Inshallah, when we do balagha, it will be easier. Book 2, lesson 1 and 2, as far as I remember. Yeah. Okay. Complete each of the following sentences with Ismul Maf'ul. Okay. Ismul Maf'ul shakka fihi. There was doubt in it. هذه الأخبار مشكوك فيها. Because akhbar is plural, you use mashkukun, then use fiha. Mashkukun fiha. Because akhbar is ghair aqil plural, so use it as singular. Mashkukun fiha. And then haulai rijalu, wathiqa is also used. Wathiqa bihi, this confidence in them. So these people are confident people, or you can have confidence in them. So mawthuqun bihim. Mawthuq bihim. Confidence can be placed in them. Mawthuq. I mean, you can trust them. There's just a way of Arabs he's teaching us. This is how they use Ismul Maf'ul plus the harf with the accordingly, like biha, bihim, bihi, and so on. Like maghdubi alayhim. Which of the following nouns have sound masculine plural forms? Okay. Muslimun, yes, they have. Oh, he gave this rule. I forgot all those rules. When can we use sound masculine plurals? 1, it should be for men. I told it should be for men. right? And others, I have to look at the additional notes. So okay, let's see. But murdia doesn't have. He gave an example. Murdia is used for suckling women. Women cannot have murdi'una. They use something else. Marade, I think. Muaddin, yes, we can. Muaddin, muaddinuna. Imamun, imamuna is not used. Aimma. Aimma is used. But can they have? Is a question. Let's go back. I forgot those rules. Who can have sound? If anyone remembers, who can have sound masculine plurals? Ahluna with Ahlina. This is fine. Okay. Not in additional notes, in the main notes itself. Malik Yawmiddin, where did he teach that? Oh, okay. Oh, so he taught us here. There are two types of nouns which can have sound masculine plural. Two types of noun. One is sound masculine plurals. I mean, obviously, one is proper names. Oh, okay. Proper names like Muhammad, al-Muhammaduna, fine. And male human beings you can have. But there are exceptions also. Derived nouns, ismul fa'il, ismul maf'ul, and so on. So words like walad, kitab, rajul. Okay, they should be ismul fa'il and all that, and they should belong to masculine. This is important. Like rajul doesn't have this thing. Similarly, imam is not ismul fa'il or ismul maf'ul or whatever. So it cannot, or sifa mushabbaha, it cannot have rajul. Hamil also does not have because it's a woman. But there are some words which are not from any other, like alam, alamuna, ahlun, ahluna. It's not a derived noun, no? It's not ismul fa'il. Ardun, arduna. Sanatun, sanatuna. Why? How do you know which are these exceptions? I mean, you should just know them, I guess. Okay. So let's go back to the exercise. And let's see. It should be a derived noun. No? Imam is not ismul fa'il, so it cannot have. Alam, yes, it's an exception. Alamuna is there. Muhammad, yes, because he said two types. One are names, and the second are ismul fa'il, ismul maf'ul, and all that. So, mushtaqat, that is. So, al-Muhammad is a name, masculine name. Al-Muhammaduna. And plurals, we add al. Waladun cannot have, because it's not ismul fa'il. Sanatun, yes, it's an exception. He told sinuna is used, right? Rajulun, no, it cannot have. Musallah, it can be used, because Musalla is the one who has been armed with a weapon. Musallah yusallu. So ismul maf'ul. What about sanawat? Yeah, sanawat is also used, yes. I mean, can it have a jama mudhakkar salim or not? Sanawat is also used, yes. It could have, one word could have 4 or 5 plurals also. Or masters, a verb can have so many masters also, correct? So musalla is ismul maf'ul, so it can be musallahuna, right? He told us about sana. 1 second, I'll just show you back. Sanatun. Where's sanatun? Here somewhere. See, sanatun is the plural. Sinuna is the plural of sanatun. Note that the fatha has been changed to a kasra. He doesn't talk anything about it. So yeah, but sanawat is also used. Yeah, he doesn't tell us that. But we know obviously sanawat is also used. Okay, next question. Are we done? In which of the following sentence can the word hamil take the sound masculine plural form? Okay. Kanatil mar'atu hamilan. The woman was pregnant. Because hamil literally means carrier. Can jama mudhakkar salim come here? No. Obviously not. It's a woman, right? Man hadha alladhi yadkhulu hamilan tabaqa halwa. Who is the one who is entering? Carrying. Now it doesn't mean pregnant, right? Obviously. Carrying the sweet box. Tabaqa halwa. Or sweet plate, actually. Tabaq. So this, yes, it could have, because you have to see two things. Is it ismul fa'il, ismul maf'ul? Of course it is. Hamil is fa'il. And the second thing is it what? Is it mudhakkar salim? Yeah. Is it used for masculine people? Yes, it's masculine. It's not feminine. Yes. Okay. Give the i'rab of the following. Sirat alladhina an'amta alayhim. The path of those who you have bestowed favors on them. So sirata is the badal Mansub, Ihdina Sirat al-Mustaqim, Badal. Alladhina ni'amta alayhim, the path of those who. Alladhina is Ismul Mawsul. This is An'amta. This whole thing is the Silatul Mawsul, and An'ama is the verb, and Ta is the file, and Alayhim is Jar Majur. You can say Mafulun Bihi also, I mean, Mahalla in the place of Mafulun Bihi, obviously. Or Muta'alliq bil An'ama, you can just say Muta'alliq. And this whole thing is Mudaf ilayhi. This whole thing is Mudaf ilayhi fi Mahalli Jar, in the place of Jar, correct? Yeah, I think that's fine. We won't go into Mubtada and Khabar, do we? Let's see some Arab. Why this is not a sentence, no? The path of those whom you have bestowed from is not like, it doesn't give full meaning, does it? Well, let's see somebody has said. No, Jar Majrur fi mahalli ghayr masrat alladhina an'amta alayhim. No. So his sirata is badal, mutabiq min as-sirat, badal, and alladhina. Let me show this website. Obviously, this is our tafsir.app or Furqan, correct? And this is the app which we see for Arab, correct, generally. So I just searched for here Fatiha and verse number 7, and I went to Ulum, Arab Muyassar. You can see so many books of Arab here. Badal, this is Badal, Ismul Mawsul, Mudafin ilayhi. Yeah, he just says Mudaf ilayhi over here itself. Remember, the Silatul Mawsul is always La Mahalla Laha min al-Arab. It doesn't have any mahal. So we say the Mudaf itself, I mean, this Ismul Mawsul itself is whatever the object it is. Correct? So we say this is itself Mudaf ilayhi. We don't say the whole thing is Mudaf ilayhi. I just said the whole thing is Mudaf ilayhi. That's the way of Indians and Pakistanis. They do tarkib and they tell the whole thing. But Arab wise, this is the Mudaf ilayhi. That's just one word. Like Dharf, Tahta is the Khabar, for example. Same thing here. It's called Shubu Jumla Khabar. So Alladhina Ismun Mawsul Mudaf ilayhi fi Mahalli Jar. Fine. An'amta. He says فعل ماض مبني على السكون. Obviously. لاتصاله بضمير رفع متحرك. All this is just jargon. ضمير متصل في محل رفع فاعل. The pronoun here is رفع فاعل, obviously. وجملة أنعمت لا محل لها من الإعراب. This has no place in the Arab. What does he mean by لا محل لها? That means it's not file, it's not maful, it's not majur. I mean, it's not mudaf ilayhi, it's not anything in the 21 places. If you remember, majurat, mansubat, madfuat, all the 21, 22 places. It doesn't fall anywhere. No mafulun bihi, no mafulun mutlaq, no mafulun. That's called la mahal. No place. Can you have analysis? Which one? Yeah, can't have analysis. Yes, yes. La mahal. There's no function of it. I mean, there is function. It requires to complete alladina, but not in the position as such. Out of the 22 places, like is doing anything. Is doing anything. Like, is it a doer of the action? Is it a place? Like place of the action? Like some action should take place. Is it on whom the action has taken place? Is it the time of the action? Is it what else could be there? Is it the situation? How did it happen? Right? He walked quickly, for example. Adverb, right? Or is it the intention? Mafulun lahu, for example. Or is it emphasizing? Nothing. Doesn't do anything. Very clear, alhamdulillah. Because any action should have place, location, so many things. And that's how you make a sentence. You talk about he went there at this time, in this place, for this reason. غيري بدل من ضمير في عليهم. غير is بدل, of course. من الضمير في عليهم. غير المغضوب عليهم. What? He says what? بدل من الضمير في عليهم. Oh, أنعمت عليهم. Oh, okay. أنعمت عليهم. غيري is, he says, so he says this thing goes back to this. غيري goes back to عليهم. Not, we went back and said this whole thing, but he says this is a badal of عليهم, on them. Okay, fine, I guess. And then الذين ونعت للذين and this is مضاف إليه. غير takes a مضاف إليه غير المغضوب. This is عليهم is جار مجرور في محل رفع نائب فاعل للمغضوب. Yeah, yeah. Remember, ismul file takes a file, and ismul maf'ul takes a naib file. It's just a technical term. So he says jar majrur. This alayhim is like the naib file. This is like we see it very rare. So he says this is the naib file lil maghdubi. This is like passive verb because this is ismul maf'ul, right? لأنه اسم المفعول. Okay. ولا ضالين. Wow. And wow is what? الواو حرف عطف obviously. ولا صلة للتأكيد معنى النفي. Is a sila, he says. ولا الذين. Oh, okay. I mean, and not those who are misguided. So la is taking the place of الذين. ولا الضالين. من معنى النفي, negation. الضالين معطوف على المغضوب. So this is معطوف على المغضوب. So that's why it's kasra. I mean, majrur, not kasra. عليه مجرور وعلامة جره الياء لأنه جمع مذكر سالم. The sign is the ya here. The una became ina. So you can go and check. So why did we come here? To talk about this alladina is mudaf ilayhi. Yeah, I think that's why we came. I think I forgot. All right, with this we've done alhamdulillah. Next class we will start with the next words which he chooses. Kam min fiyatin qalilatin. Kam min fiyatin qalilatin ghalabat fiyatan kathiratan bi'idhnillah. This is in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 249 to 252. And we'll go deeply into this. He won't go into everything, obviously. Like it's not like verse by verse Arab, word by word. But he will teach us, some verbs which use with so and so and so and so. So that we get used to searching, inshallah ta'ala. Jazakallahu Khairan. If anyone's interested, if anyone want to leave, can leave. I just wanted to read the book. Just once, this is called Tafsil. Last time we talked about this book, and I just want you to realize. So the class is officially ended, right? But if anyone's interested, can stay. And a very interesting book, for example. Let's go and start. This is called Tafsil fi Arab, and we talked about it. Tafsil fi Arab ayatillah, ayat tanzil. These are 16, 17 volumes, something, 16 volumes, I guess. So let's just talk about Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, how they do the Arab. And so this book is very beneficial for you if you're interested in extra Arab. So, and they give various benefits. Very interesting, inshallah. Like we'll see now. See, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, what does he do about it? So, Bismi, Al-Ba is harfu jar. Yes. See, the class is over. This is just extra stuff. Ismi is ismu majrurun bil bai. Yeah, okay, fine. وعلامة جره الكسرة ظاهرة على آخره. Yeah, fine, we can see the kasra. وفي متعلق الجار ومجرور خلاف. Now, why is it kasra? Where's the verb before it? So there are differences of opinion here. ذهب البصريون إلى أن هنا مبتدأ محذوفا. So Basri guys, they said that there's some mubtada which is hidden. والجار مجرور متعلقان بالخبر. And the jar majrur bismi is khabar. So what is the mubtada? Ibtida'i. They use a noun. See, Basri guys used a noun. Fine. I mean, this is theoretical anyways. You can assume anything. Ibtida'i. My beginning is with Allah's name. I ka'inun bi ismillah. Ka'in means something which is occurring with the name of Allah. Kufi. ذهب الكوفيون إلى أن المحذوف هو الفعل. Kufi people told, no, we assume a verb. It's fine. You can use a must of whatever. وتقديره ابتدأت. I began with the name of Allah. أو أبتدئ, or I begin with the name of Allah. والجار والمجرور في محل نصب مفعول به. And Bismillah is, he says مفعول به للفعل المحذوف وهو مفعول به غير صريح. It is the object, he says. Kufiyun, they say, like I begin. How can it be maf'ulun bihi? I don't know. I mean, the object itself in the name of Allah. Okay, I begin with the name of Allah. They say it's the object. So you begin with what? With name of Allah. Okay. Qala Makki. So some Makki person says, I don't know who is he. فالباء على هذا المتعلقة بالفعل المحذوف. قال أبو حيان, another, he says, البحر المحيط, وأي التقديرين أرجح. Now, should we use a noun or should we use a verb? So he has a book, البحر المحيط. He says, يرجح الأول رأي الكوفيين. That is right. According to him, is the first one. So كوفيون is better. لأن الأصل في العمل للفعل. Because the original thing in the action is verb. أو الثاني رأي البصريين. Or it could be the second thing also. لبقاء أحد جزئي الإسناد. Because when you bring nouns, you can do isnad with it. You can make connection. Isnad. Isnad is something which is then balagha also, musnad ilayhi. وذكر السمين الحلبي or حلبي, whatever his name was, الخلاف في الفعل المحذوف. Okay, fine. We understood all of this. There's a difference of opinion. You could use the verb or a noun. They give opinions about it. Yeah, barakallahu fi. Yeah, inshallah. ذهب الفراء إلى أنه فعل أمر. So Farra says, no, it's an amr. التقدير اقرأ أنت بسم الله. Read you with the name of Allah. Okay, fine, okay. اقرأ أنت. وذهب الزجاج إلى أنه خبر تقدير اقرأ أنا أو أبتدئ أنا. Okay, there's a khabar. That means I read with the name of Allah. I begin. It's a khabar. Okay. I don't want to go into this, but yeah. This is all about ba, by the way. ذهب البيانيون كالزمخشري. What is bayaniyun? He has a kashaf, or some meaning of bayaniyun. Who explain, go too much into language, I guess. I don't know. كالزمخشري إلى أن بسم الله متعلق بفعل متعقد أي بسم الله أتلو. So some people brought it later on. By Allah, this thing. أو أقرأ وذلك التقديم للاختصاص. And Bismillah has come because for specifying اختصاص. وعند أبي حيان تقديم له. But they did not give which is better. Okay, fine. This is fine. Allah, Bismillah. لفظ الجلالة مضاف إليه مجرور obviously وعلامة جره كسرة ظاهرة. يا الرحمن صفة للفظ الجلالة مجرورة وعلامة جرها بالكسرة الظاهرة. This is fine. صفة ثابتة مجرورة وعلامة جره. This is technical stuff. والجملة ابتدائية لا محل لها من الإعراب. بسم الله is you just beginning. It has no place in the إعراب. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Okay. So faida is what is interesting here. When do you write تحذف ألف من اسم في بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم? And he taught us this just now, right? وكان القياس أن يكتب بسم with an alif. So when do you delete it? بالألف لكنه حذف لكثرة الاستعمال. So some said because you use it a lot, you delete the alif. ولا تحذف الألف في غير البسملة. Like بسم الله, if you بسم ربك, بسم الرحمن, you don't delete the al because it's not common you use. No? You don't do that while writing. So this is talking about the writing rule now. بسم القاهر, for example. وكذلك لا تحذف إذا دخلت على غير الباء. If something else comes without ba, bismi, you don't do it. لسم الله حلاوة. With the name of Allah, the sweetness. So you don't delete it. وذكر الشفاه الخفاجي أن الباء طولت تكون عوضا. So some writers, what they do is they write the ba in a long way to assume that this is an alif. بذلك تكون الباء بمنزلة الألف اسم. So what they do is they, in calligraphy or something, they write it like this with a long ba, and then write sin like this or something. And this ba is including the alif. Okay, fine. Just the way to show that there's an alif. وذكر النحاس or نحاس أربعة أسباب للحذف. He shows 4 ways. ذهب الفراء إلى أن الحذف كان لكثرة الاستعمال. One is you use a lot. حذفت الألف لأن الباء حرف لا ينفصل. The alif is deleted because the ba is a harf which cannot be separated. Maybe. Yeah, because you cannot just write B Ismillah. Okay. قال الأخفش حذفت الألف لأنها ليست من اللفظ. It's not from the word. Al-aslu fi ismin, sim or sum. By the way, the ism is from wasama, some say with a V, wow, some say with a ya or something else. But wasama is a word I know. So ism is actually sim or sum. Wasalat bihil ba, so when it's joined with ba, and this is on this opinion. It might be too technical as I'm saying, but detailed version you can do it like this. I mean, if you want to read interested. Some say no, you should not write the alif. Some said kasr sin, what? Ismi? Or damiha ihda luqat ism. And so on, 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 so on. ويكتب الخطاطون اليوم بهذه الكلمة على شكل الآتي باسمي فيمدون الخط بعد السين. بعد السين. So some people write it bismi with the ba, as he said. وهذا خلاف ما ذكر المتقدمون في التطويل الباء. You have to do the ba long. والصواب أن تكتب على السورة الآتية. Like this you should write. No, not make the meme long. Okay, some calligraphy rules or writing rules. وذلك تمد الباء. The ba should be written. Faida. Again, one more faida. قال ابن خالو I don't know his name. خالو. إن سأل سائل فقال. Why has lima kusirat al-ba'u fi bismillah? If someone asks you why this ba is kasra, why not basmallah or busmullah? فالجواب في ذلك أنهم لما وجدوا الباء حرفا واحدا, when the Arabs found one letter وعملها الجر, and the ba gives the kasra to the following word, ألزموها حركة عملها, they gave this also kasra. So what it says that ba, why is it has a kasra? Because ba is harfu jar, right? So it gives the following word kasra. So they gave this also a kasra. Okay, I mean, why not wallahi? I mean, wow, also we could argue. But yeah, some reasoning for this. Why ba is with a b, not bu and ba. And we could give various other arguments. So this is just one word, huh? You've seen all this. So this is how interesting I found. I mean, just one verse. I just read it till here. So I thought I'd share. Similarly, you can imagine doing every verse with the Quran like this, how much good understanding you will be of the Quran, why some so and so is used, and so on, so inshallah. But we won't go into that because it requires so much time, right? So we've taken some time, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever, just to show you how detailed, we know nothing about it. Barakallahu feekum. Ilm is an ocean, and we not even got a drop of it. Jazakallahu Khair, barakallahu feekum. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum.